Hello friends, my name is Shivam from DevOps Schools and I will help you to enable your learning process in various technologies of DevOps, artificial intelligence, machine learning, big data and many more. This is our initiative to help you by sharing multiple tutorials and videos. And if you want any specific tutorials or any particular topic, then please do comment in the below comment section and I will help you with it. Also, please subscribe to our premium services on YouTube, which will give you access to more content and videos to enhance your knowledge about all these topics. Also, if you want me to help you with regards to the online trainings and classroom sessions by our qualified trainers, then please do write me at contact@devopsschool.com. Thank you.
So recall the day one. Look at this here, everyone, carefully. Remember, ACS can be has to be in Linux, but ARs can be Windows. When ARS you have Windows, you have to have this software installed: WinRM, PS3, .NET 4X, and also protocol is HTTP. So that means if ARS is Windows, you need to have a Windows. So let me get one Windows machine quickly. Okay, so look at my screen here, and I'm going to get Windows 2016 machine. Now, where is that Windows 2016? This is 19. I can use 19 also. That's okay. So I'll go for the 19. 2 GB, 4 CPU RAM. I'm just setting up, so it'll be a little bit speed up. One machine is okay for this for time being. 30 GB hard disk. This is a ARS, but Windows. No firewall from security group's perspective. Launch. Done. So this is the machines which have got this. Now, in order to set up in Windows, there are some changes you have to do in ACS. Some changes in ACS for Windows, and some changes you have to do in ARS for Windows. Now, which are the changes, which are the commands you have to do in Windows, ACS, and which are the commands you have to do in ARS? All this thing I have documented, and that instructions you will find it at the same place where you found all these other documents also. This is I have taken from the official documents, but official documents has too much content, so I have automated it. See here, Ansible in Windows, setting up ACS server. These changes you have to do in ACS. Ansible in remote server, remote. Okay, now first thing I will do in the ACS. What changes? Let's do that. Now guys, in ACS, you have to have install Ansible. Is it done? Done. So here you have ACS already, where we have Ansible installed already. You know that. Now next thing which we need is, I need these utilities to be installed. So simply what I will do, copy and paste pip. Okay, there's a sudo needed, by the way, because you're installing, right? Usually we do through the root, so you won't get that problem. But if you are doing for the normal account, Done, guys. Finally, I'll install this also. These are the utilities in ACS, remember. Yes. So it's being installed. Just wait for a few seconds. It'll be done faster. Almost done. Upgrade the pip. Okay, done almost. And this is done, so I don't have to do this one. Okay, after that, excuse me. Sorry. So I have to upgrade this one and install markup safe. This you have to do all this in ACS. This you have to install XML deck. And finally, this command. If you run this command, sometime you get an error. So you will run this one, you'll not get error because ignoring that. So guys, when we installed PY, see here, PY WinRM. So this is needed in the ACS server to create HTTP package object. This is important one. So now if almost is getting installed, done guys. And finally, can we validate? So guys, when you install all the setup for the Windows, okay, then you will see something here. And that, okay, so pin py WinRM is installed, but it used to come here, but it's not there right now. No problem. That's okay. So you're done with it. So these are the changes you have to do in the ACS. Guys, any questions so far? Any questions so far? Hello, are you there?
Yes, Rajesh.
Hello. Okay.
So this is
Now, guys, you
common
have
for
to
all the
decide.
flavors, right? This setup is common for all the flavors of Linux, or it's only for CentOS, right?
No, this is only for RHEL family. If you do in the Ubuntu, then this commands will change.
APT.
This command will, yeah, apt.
Okay.
So okay. Now, guys, you have to decide how you want to authenticate. Understand that from ACS to ARS, how you want to authenticate. So typically basic we use most of the time. When we say basic, that's me user ID and password. But certificate, Keybros, NTLM, CRED SSP also supported by Ansible. But right now we'll stick to the basic. To enable the basic authentication from the remote machine using WinRM, you have to set this in the, any idea where? This command, this is the PowerShell command. You have to set enable this in the ARS, Windows ARS. Mind it. This is the PowerShell command. To enable the basic authentication, you have to run this command in the ARS. By the way, this will do that little later. Now I want to change the inventory. So guys, I will ask you few questions and you will answer me. And that question is, can I create one group in inventory itself, Windows? Windows means not like a Windows operating system, Windows, my Windows or something like that. Win server. Can I create? Is this possible?
Yeah.
Can I use that? Let me go to guys that Windows operating system I did right here. Can I use this IP address in inventory? And you will only help me to get this done. I'm not going to do that. Is it good?
Yes.
Guys, is it good? Now guys, here I want to change the protocol. I want to change the port. I want to use the different username and password. What should I use? Any idea?
Group variable.
No, 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 no. Something
Host group.
else. No, 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 no,
CSV file.
no. You know that. I know. You know that. You're forgetting one of the. See, if I told you, if you have a different behavior, if your host, we use something. What is that?
Configuration file we have read it.
No, no, no. That's for the in changing the Ansible executable, no? Guys, did you
Different
forget the
different
behavioral
inventory file,
parameter?
inventory.
I think you forgot the behavioral parameter. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The host variable itself.
Host behavioral parameter. That's called
Okay.
behavioral parameter. I showed you that day one also, I think, or day two. I don't remember, but I showed you behavioral parameter. So guys, those parameters you have to set. Which parameter? I think these are the one. Username, password, connection, transport, basic. Basic means username and password. Did you understand that? So guys, can I do something like this? Would you mind it? Would you mind it in the inventory file of Linux itself? Is that okay for time being?
Yes.
So guys, these are the behavioral parameter. Now I don't know what is username and password. So by the way, I have to connect, generate it. So let's generate it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to generate password. This is how you do in the AWS to generate the password. Ultimate, the password should be there. That's all. So let me generate it. So guys, username is administrator. Password is pretty long, so I'll just copy it. That's all. Protocol connection is by default SSH, remember. And authentication method, basic. Okay. So connection, authentication method, basic. Few more things I want to share with you on reference also. Ansible Windows. So guys, I want to share with you this reference document, which you can refer it also in the offline hours. Anyways, I'm showing you the demo. Guys, I need one more variable, and that is this one. So HTTP should be HTTPS or HTTP. So I need HTTP. By default, it's HTTPS. So I need these 5 variables, guys. Here you have username, password, connection method, authentication method, protocol, HTTP, not HTTPS. That's all. After this is done. So let me modify this one. So I go to the inventory file. Where is my inventory file? Inventory. And now you know that, so I don't have to explain it to you everything. Guys, I have only one machine. You can have 20 machines. How to change the behavioral parameters for the different machine. If the different passwords are there, you know that very well. My group name is Win Server. That's all. Guys, it's done. Now, what to do? Can I run the ad hoc commands? So guys, first I'll run ad hoc command. Ansible hyphen all, not all. What is this? Here, hyphen I. If you're not understanding, please stop me also. This is the ad hoc command. So how do we know the module name? So guys, you know that very well where to get the module name. Ansible module for Windows. At one place you get all that Windows module. It's supported. Now, so many, see any module is starting with a win underscore, it's their module. So guys, can we ping first? Ping when ping hyphen m when underscore ping. This will just check that whether my machine is accessible for ACS or not, and authentication worked or not, something like that. Guys, did you understand this here? These are ad hoc commands. Got it?
Yes, Rajesh.
There should be a command for Linux servers also, right? Ping.
Ping. Ping is the module for Linux. Okay, there's some problem in the, guys, this is okay, there's some problem in this.
We didn't update the inventory.
Oh, is it? I think I did it. VI inventory. Where is a issue? Guys, any idea? I'm not.
We have to give it equal instead of colon in inventory if you're
Wonderful.
updating variable.
Correct. It's a INI format, and guys, please remember this. So here. So now you got it. You solve the problem yourself, and so let's check it out and save it. Can I do the ping? Should get pong, but there's an error. What error? Let me check. Let's check. So the warning has not come, but still I'm waiting for it. The machines to be responding something. It's not coming at all. So I should get something, but it's not coming. I'll not wait for it. Why? Because remember guys, I did everything in the ACS. I did nothing in ARS. For ARS, I said you have to do this one, which I'm going to do now. See guys here, what is this problem? This IP address, which is here, is having some problem. What is this problem? Host port. What is this port? 5986. It says it's not accessible. See here, exceeded with the URL. So this is this IP address, WinRM, this IP address, this port is not accessible. Timeout. So what is happening? You have to follow this one in the ARS machine of Windows. What is this one? Let's open up. Now guys, first thing, upgrade of PowerShell and .NET framework, fix some command for WinRM memory fix, WinRM setup, enable the listener, and finally done. These are the things you have to do that. Now, how can you do that? Typically what I do, I create a one AMIs in AWS, which has everything in one go, but for the training, I have to do in front of you. So I have to do that. So guys, can we do that? So here I am going to mstsc and log into this machine, connect, and I'm connecting. I will use username administrator and I will use password. Yes, guys, I got into the different machines. You know what? This is a server edition, so it will do, you know, lots of security enabled things are there, and I'll get irritated. So what I'm doing right now to avoid this, I'll go to the server and disable the security, because that's a safer side. It will save my time. So that should not be done, but you know, just for that quick easy demo, I'm disable the security. So just for the demo purpose, you should not do that in a real. So I'm just going to the disabling the security and local server. I enhance security on to make it off. Done. Okay, now it will not do problem. And now guys, I want to go to this URL. I want to open in the same machine so I can run it. One more thing here, in Windows there's a rule, any system change you do like a PowerShell and all, you run in the admin mode. Okay, don't run in things. So I'm going to use PowerShell here. Okay, and right click, run as a administrator, admin mode, else it will not be. Now guys, these all are command, bash command, PowerShell command, sorry. So PowerShell command, and you know that how to run it. Just run, and this command, don't run blindly, understand the meaning of it. Here I have to set the username as a variable, and password I need to change this because password is something which is very long, and copy paste. And okay, sorry, copy paste didn't happen. So you have to be a little bit careful while running the commands. Don't run the commands and forget to see the output. So guys, done. So PowerShell done. Let me do this one also. Explanation for each command has been given. More explanation, PowerShell. You have to build that understanding. Official documents also, you have these steps, but in a pretty complicated way. Done. Though it's not needed because it's already done, but still I will run to be safer side. Because
Do we
WinRM,
need to do we need to run all these things in all the ARS machines in Windows?
this script has been written by Microsoft. So even though you run 10 to 20 times, it's safe to run, no problem. No issues will happen. So even though if you don't need, you run it, nothing will happen. Because condition for this PowerShell script is run in this way. If they will validate something, do we really need to run something? If not required.
So without running this, like we cannot manage this from ACS, correct? Or
Yes, ultimately WinRM should be running in. If I want to give you one line answer, WinRM should be running, and to WinRM to accessible, you need to enable the port and all. That is what I'm doing. So guys, last command, and this is one. Guys, see here, 5985 HTTP port, 5986 HTTPS port. Now it is listening. Now this Windows is listening on HTTP and HTTPS, but because we don't have a certificates and all, I'll turn it to the HTTP. Okay, that's all. So guys, this is the things which we did it. Now, can I do ping? So clear the screen. There's some issues is there in that what you see that some deprecation message that can be ignored for time being. I want to sing ping to pong. It's taking a little bit time this time. Not sure why. So everything has been done. Okay. Sorry. See. I missed one steps. This steps I missed it. Enabling the HTTP in the just a second. I missed this step. Basic authentication is not done. So by the way, you got some error also. See here, what do you have? Authentication error, HTTP. So unreachable. So for this, I will run. This is the last command. I copied it. Set item last. Mind it, probably done. So guys, after this, can I rerun one more time? And let's check it out. I'm just let
Can
me
you,
check.
Raj,
Okay, there's a problem, guys. What they are doing, look at this here. They are trying to connect to HTTP, okay, not HTTPS, but the
No, the
port number is
5986 is HTTPS, right?
can you directly
right.
tell? Can you do telnet?
Yeah, so that's the problem. So what I have to do is I will just make it HTTPS and let's see if it works. Or I'll change the port also. Port also you can change it, no problem. And if I add HTTPS, one thing I have to add one more things I have to add, and that is ignore. Where is ignore? Because certificate is not there, no? So that is a problem. So guys, ignore. Here it is. So I'm going to add in the notes also. HTTPS if you are using, then certificate need to be there. Else you have to add this one, HTTPS validations. Now it should not be any problem. All the reference materials also have sent it, share with you in the notes itself. So hopefully it should not come this time. So I get message pong, that means everything is done. Now after this you can run any module, Windows module, through command line or through playbook. Now did you understand this, guys? Everyone?
Yes,
Now
Rajesh.
you know that after that I don't have to teach you, but again for the reference there's a command, ad hoc command reference, you have it, and there's a playbook reference. You see here, it's the same thing. You just have to change the module name, that's all, nothing else. Any module, see here. Do you find any difficulties here? Look at this code.
To get our channel membership, click onto the join button, select the 3D99 plan and grow your skills immensely.
This for Windows. See here, Win user, parameter, ping. You are running the PowerShell script. Installing the MSI, the one which you want to install. Enabling the features in the Windows. Downloading something on the Windows machine. Getting some stats of the files. I know. So guys, did you understand that now? How to work with the Windows? Everyone. Any questions, guys? Okay. Now I'm going to talk about Ansible Vault, the one which is securing your credential. What is Ansible Vault? So guys, it's a tool. Using you can protect sensitive files, secret files with password. That's all. Encrypt it. Encrypt and use it. So in short, I'm going to show you the demo. Look at my screen here. So guys, what do you think? In this command, let's say inventory is the secure thing. So you have a password, right? Inventory, you have a password, correct? Don't you think so?
Yes, Windows Server
Guys?
password.
Yeah, you
Yes.
have a password. What you want to do, guys? See, I can steal it. You commit this code in the GitHub or somewhere else, I can steal it. What do we do in this case? You should protect it. How? Answer is inventory. Ansible Vault. How? Ansible Vault. Enter. Guys, you have so many commands. Create, decrypt, encrypt, edit, view, string, rekey. So can I encrypt it? Can I encrypt it? Yes, encrypt it. The AES algorithm is being used for this file, by the way. Okay. What is the password for encryption? Password is Raj123. Raj123. Guys, I encrypted. See here, encryption successful. Guys, now I will see this file, inventory file. Look at it. Where is that password? If you commit this file and the person who's not having the password, he will not be able to decrypt it because this algorithm is ACS 256, which is very
Rajesh, we lost you.
Yeah.
Are you able to hear me now? Hello?
Yes, Rajesh.
Okay, sorry. I think I lost the connection for some time. So I had to disconnect and connect the news internet. So guys, look at my screen here. Okay. Now I go inside here and go to Rajesh Kumar and I encrypt the file actually. Which file? Here it is. Look at the content. Oh, sorry. I think I did not encrypt this file. So Ansible, I encrypt some file, but in the different directory. So let me encrypt it quickly. Encrypt
So the inventory
which
file
file?
contains only the password, or it has a username and a password also?
Anything. My problem is not what it contains. The problem is I want to secure. That's all.
So you're completely encrypting that file, right? Inventory
Yes.
file.
Yes. I
For
encrypt this.
example,
Again,
if
I'm
I have
encrypting. I
if I
don't.
have multiple passwords means, for example, if you have multiple passwords, like how this encryption will use?
When multiple password, like you are encrypting some of the files which you feel has a confidential information and which you don't want to share with anyone. So where
So
the
anyway, that
multiple password is coming here?
inventory should have some kind of different passwords. Like I have a different kind of servers, and maybe if we have a different password for each and every environment, for example. So I have to mention
Sir,
like
so you are not getting me. You're not getting me. I'm trying to tell you, inventory, you may have any kind of password, any number of password. I don't know. I don't care. I want to protect that inventory file to be accessible from any third party person. I mean, any non-authorized person. Inventory, what it contains, you know that, right?
Yes.
You contains username, password, not for one machine, for all machines through the behavioral parameter. You know that, right?
Yes, right.
Yeah. So are you getting me what I'm trying to say? Hello?
Yeah, Rajesh.
So here you have a file. Now I encrypted. Only I know the password. Only I know the password. So can I use this this file now? Look at this here. I'm using this same command, guys. Look at it. See? Ansible cannot read this file at all. So what do we do in this case now? So guys, I don't know the answer, but you will, I think you will know that. Can you help me here? What should I do so I can pass the password of Vault, Ansible Vault?
First one, -ask vault pass.
Yes. So you got the answer, guys. So whenever you run with encrypted file, you have to pass this one, and at that time only it will prompt you. You have to give the password, and it will prompt me the password Raj123, and it has to read now. See here. What is this? Where this inventory is not coming? Just a second, guys. I want to see that. My Win server has not come, so I'm surprised. Where is this Win server? So Ansible -vault view inventory. I want to view that. Okay, I want to see that why this Win server is not there. So I want to view. So for that also it'll ask you password Raj123. Oh, see,
It's a web
this file is
server.
not there. So maybe I was working, yeah, working on the different file, which is probably here. Yeah, different directory. So yeah, I'll rerun this command here one more time. And the password is Raj for 123. For that file also I kept the same file, same password. And ping to Pong. Got it. So guys, this is the way. Not only Ansible Vault, you can encrypt, but you can create a new file from the scratch also. For my case, I was having the file, I encrypted it. Now you want to decrypt it? No problem. Ansible Vault view I showed you. You can edit also. But this time I want to decrypt. Decrypt. CRYPT inventory. It will ask you the password for decryption also. So the password is same, Raj123, Raj123. Guys, now you can see the content without any problem. See? So guys, this is the utility. Very small utility, but very powerful. Probably you like
And
it.
if we encrypt that inventory file, so we have to prompt the password whenever we are running the attack command, right? Whenever you're
Yes,
using
yes,
that inventory file.
correct. By the way, one more thing. Please do not hard code. Only you can encrypt inventory file. I repeat, you can encrypt any file which has been used in the Ansible. Any file. Okay. So mind it. You can encrypt any file being used in a playbook also, and using this you can decrypt it. Guys, got it? Everyone? Okay. Now we'll have a Q&A sessions. You have to ask questions. I'll give you the answer plus demo immediately. So guys, any questions which you have?
Regarding that variable, Rajesh, so when we declare
Hmm.
variable, if it's YAML, we use colon, and if it's INI, we use equal to, right? But when we call the variable, sometimes we face difficulties whether to use colon or equal to when we use the variable.
So what is your question?
So yeah, is there any method? Is there any justification for it? Why did
No, sir.
it?
It's a INF. See, it's not about Ansible is dictating this one. It's not Ansible is dictating. YAML states that if you declare the values in a key and value format, then you have to specify the colon. YAML says. Whereas INI says if you declare the value in INI file format, the text file which you are using every day, that's what file? INI file format or UNI or something like that. So INI says if you want to declare the you want to write something, you have to create a new line by the new line, that means enter or something like that, and it is equal to. So this is specification. Now this
Yes,
specification is read by Ansible Python program to initialize the variable.
Yeah, that we are clear, Rajesh. But when we want to call the variable, we use flower brackets, right? And at that time, when we give a colon, sometimes it doesn't accept. We tend to give equal to, right? So I'm talking about when we are using the variable, when we refer the variable.
Okay. You're talking about in the playbook.
Yeah.
Okay. So in that case, actually, it is not like that. It is not like that. You have to always use equal to or colon. There is a rules again YAML. Okay. So when you declare the variable, it's not necessarily like you have to use in the same line or something. These are the ways to use it. Okay. So let me show you here variables day2, right? So here I use the name is equal to and this one as is equal to. Okay. So here this is the parameter and is equal to, and then I'm using, so why I'm using is equal to, because it's the same line here. Okay, if I use a different line 1 2 and here like this also, there's a YAML specification. I'll have to test this one. You can use like this also. Okay, so these are the YAML specifications here. Remember, you cannot write like this, because it'll become a, see here, this is the dictionary also, this is the key, and here is a value. So value has to be in the list format like this. So these are the ways to write it. So there's a ways to write here also. So don't mind this one. Just simple way I would say, I'll go to the just a second, Ansible module, and let's say copy module. I'll go to here and simply I'll go to that place, examples, copy paste, and convert into the variable. So typically I used, because YAML has lots of specifications to be followed. So you see here, this is the one of the way to write. And let me show you here, variables are not there, example, but like this. So you don't have to specific to that format. Actually, I destroy this code actually, by the way.
Yeah, even
Got
in
it?
our error message also, it was suggesting to use this hyphen space flower brackets.
Yeah. So it can be possible. That's not a problem. You see YAML specification. That's all.
Okay.
Guys, more questions?
Rajesh,
Yeah.
can you explain one more time about the roles for giving us some overview?
Roles.
Yeah.
Okay. So guys, think about it. Do you have too many tasks? Do you have too many variables? Do we have too many templates, files, handlers? If you have, then use this directory structure. In simple way, I'm telling you, it's a structure of directory to manage all these too many. What is this? This is the skeleton. All the variable will go to this file, or here. All the files which you are using, the task will go here. All the handler task will go to here. All the task will go to here, and test is for the AT and UT and stuff like that. Template will go to here. Now, whenever you call the role, this main.yaml inside the task.yaml will be called. So this is the default task file which will be called when you call the role. So this is how it happens. Got it?
Please enroll our general membership for $399 plan to get access of all the parts.
Along with that, you can access our other tutorials such as Docker, Ansible, Jenkins, Terraform, Splunk, AWS, Azure, and various other DevOps related premium tutorials with our channel membership. If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopsschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. To get our channel membership, click onto the join button, select the $399 plan, and grow your skills immensely. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Thanks for watching.